The right's in a panic over Biden stepping down today because Kamala Harris is his presumed replacement. And short of the Supreme Court outlawing vice presidents, it looks like it's going to happen. And they got nothing. They got nothing to run on. They've been calling her DEI Barbie. And DEI Barbie is really just code for black lady. And everybody already knew that about her. DEI Barbie also tends to remind people of that time all those right-wing dudes got super upset over the Barbie movie and they burned all their Barbie collections. Even Jordan Peterson has started calling Kamala Harris DEI Barbie. Here's a clip of him freaking out over her potential presidency. And at one point it gets very weird.
Falsehood that the voice of Kamala Harris drips with. It's this sanctimonious, faux compassionate talking down to her audience and trying to be sure that we're all really on the same compassionate page here and we're all being victimized by terrible forces that are arrayed against us and none of that's really fair. And it just grates on me. And
I won't even address the substance of that clip. It's the same old, no one really cares about anyone else, and anyone who does says they do is just pretending. It's the just sort of fascist nihilism. I think what we need to address is the voice you just heard.
Sure that we're all really on the same compassionate page here and we're all being victimized by terrible forces that are arrayed against us and none of that's really fair. And it just grates on me, and I do believe...
Here's the actual Kamala Harris talking.
In states across our country, laws have been proposed and passed that would deny women the fundamental right to make decisions about their own body, which is immoral. If you talk about who's to blame, well, the former president is very open about the fact that he handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. I've been working for years on the issue of maternal mortality, in particular black maternal mortality, because black women are 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth in America.
That's not really an impression. Jordan Peterson's been using that voice a lot lately. I think it's kind of a nervous tick. He's kind of replaced public weeping with talking like a pretty lady. I imagine he puts on lipstick and talks like that into his bathroom mirror to psych himself up anytime somebody embarrasses him on Twitter. Oh, Dr. Peterson, you're so handsome and brilliant. You're like a modern day Nietzsche. Will you fuck me? I'd fuck me so hard. And then he tucks his junk between his legs and Goodbye Horses plays in the background. You get the picture. Anyways, speaking of substance, that was Kamala Harris talking about abortion. She's been going all over the country talking about abortion. And you might wonder what JP's position on abortion is.
But I can flail about a little bit around it. Abortion is clearly wrong. I don't think anybody debates that. You wouldn't recommend that someone that you love have one.
You wouldn't recommend that someone you love have one? Even if they had an ectopic pregnancy? Even if they were walking around with a fetus that has no brain? So they're basically walking around with a dead... They're walking around with a dead fetus like happens in Texas? You wouldn't recommend that if your daughter, say, had sex with, I don't know, Andrew Tate and got pregnant and the sonogram revealed that the fetus was growing a tail that had fangs on it? And that's what the panic is really about. Especially with Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is racist. But his racism pales in comparison to his misogyny. Just check out any time he's ever been questioned by a woman. He just snaps at her. Despite the fact that he's usually being interviewed, and that's their job. Here's JP on Twitter talking about Kamala Harris. She doesn't know what the word demeanor means well enough to use it correctly in a sentence. I just want to point out he grossly misspells demeanor. Every word and gesture is a lie. She's worse than Justin Trudeau. Say hello to the next president of the United States. God help us all, truly. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is going to be pretty interesting, and it's going to be delightful, and it's going to be fun. It's probably going to be fun. I'm guessing it's going to be fun. It feels good, doesn't it? Like a great weight has been lifted off of our shoulders. It's almost exciting. It's exciting.